Are you tired of your bikes falling over while you're trying to work on them? Got a couple of stands here that can help with that problem. At the end of this video, I'll show you a few other stands that I use if these are too expensive. First up, I got the Feedback ProElite and the Topeak Prepstand. They're both similarly priced, around $230. Both have optional trays that you can attach to them, but there are a few differences I want to point out. The Feedback ProElite Prepstand, super high quality. It's got quick releases down there on the bottom. Full metal construction. It adjusts from the back to change the angle. Feels really solid when tightening it up. One of my favorite features on the Feedback Sport is the quick release to attach a bike. Just pushing the button extends the clamp. Then when you're putting a bike in, the ratchet, you just push it closed, spin the knob to tighten it up. And that's one of the best features for the Feedback Sport. The Topeak stand has a feature that the Feedback Sport stand doesn't have. And that's a scale on top to weigh the bikes. However, it is missing the quick release, which makes it a little bit harder to remove the bike once it's in the clamp. The Topeak Prepstand operates similarly, has a quick release on the bottom to extend the tripod legs. Also another quick release to adjust the height. The folding mechanism is a little bit different on the Topeak. It has this pull down plastic piece that locks into place, and then you screw it closed, as opposed to screwing it on the back of the Feedback Sport that adjusts the entire stand. So once that arm's locked in place, then to adjust the angle, you have the adjustment on the back. When putting a bike in the Topeak stand, it's a little more difficult. You have to manually screw in and screw out the clamp. So you've got to hold the bike up there a lot longer. With a heavy bike like this Canyon Torque, weighs about 37 pounds, or if you're working on e-bikes, it can be a bit of a challenge. Same with releasing the bike. You have to hold it up and unscrew the clamp before you can remove it. Both stands have a rubber coating on top where you can use the seat as a temporary stand to hang the bike. Feedback rubber coating is on the inside of the clamps. So if you open that up completely, you can hang it from the seat in between the clamps. Both of the stands have an optional tray to mount to them. Feedback Sport is a lot easier to install. It comes with this plastic clip. It can be used to hang wheels or rags from. Just clips onto the back. And then the tray just slides on. I like this design better on the Feedback because if you're transporting the stand frequently, it's a lot easier to take the tray on and off. The tool tray on the Topeak has to be screwed on. Anytime you want to transport the stand, you need to remove the tray. As far as stability goes, they both feel about the same. The legs are almost identical, the design and size. And both of the stands collapse in about the same amount of time. Once the stands are collapsed, you can see that the Feedback Sport is just slightly smaller. If you're looking at buying one of these, I think it really comes down to how important the scale is on top of the Topeak stand and how important the quick release button is on the Feedback stand. If these are too expensive, you're looking for some other options to work on your bikes. If those bike stands are too expensive, this is an older style Parks PC1 bike stand. It doesn't have any of the adjustability as far as the height goes. Also, the clamp I found that it doesn't fit some bikes. It does have a couple of adjustments from 1.25 inches down to 1 inch up on top, and then slight adjustability with the angle. These are substantially cheaper, but you lose a lot of the flexibility. Doesn't have a stand option for it. I have this stand around, mostly use it for washing bikes. I don't care if it gets wet or corroded sitting outside. The clamping's a little bit harder to get a bike locked in there and out as opposed to a screw style clamp. Another option is the super stand. It's a ground stand. You may have seen them in bike shops before. They're around $60 or $70. They just hold the rear wheel. It's good enough to do basic bike maintenance with. It allows the pedals to freely spin to wax the chain. You also have access to the drivetrain while it's in the mount. You can do any of your cockpit adjustments while it's in the stand. It's not a bad option. I find myself using this a lot when I'm just quickly making adjustments on the bike and not necessarily tearing anything down. Last option here is a wall mount. It's the Parks 100 3D wall mount bike stand. It's got a screw style with a quick release. It's also got angle adjustments up here on top. One thing I like about this is it does have a plastic piece on top for hanging your bike by its seats, but a downfall to this, it only sticks out about 18 inches from the wall. If you have a wider set of handlebars, it's going to bump into the wall when you have it hung. But it's another good option if you're limited on space and like to work on your own bikes. If you like short videos on outdoor gear, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you found this useful in making a purchase for a bike stand, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to check out our website, GearChase.com, for deals on outdoor gear.